2014, Self Studios wants to make a game to commemorate their 10-year anniversary. Murder is released on November 12th, and ever since it has been played over 100 million times. Hi, hello, I'm Leo. Murder is a game I've played multiple times in different periods of my life. It's a game that has lived in the back of my head for a while. I recently revisited it out of nostalgia and was inspired to talk about it and remind others of it, because I believe that it's peak. It wasn't really viral at any one time. It wasn't everywhere, but people knew of it. With it being a free browser game, it's available to everyone, and with it only taking a couple minutes to get an ending, kids with too much time in the computer labs were bestowed with a game so perfect it was only rivaled by Papa's Freezeria. All hail our great and immortal leader. In September 2023, a YouTuber named Easy Speezy made a video attempting to speedrun this game. Once we get into the mechanics, you'll realize why this is an absurdly funny idea. Yet people were entertained, resulting in 8.2 million views. And after that, Cub Scouts also made a video on it, which is how I was reminded of it once again. Why don't we play through it and see what makes the game so special? The gameplay is made up of pressing a single button, and the task is... we are in Squid Game and we're playing red light, green light. The king isn't looking, stab him. The king is looking, don't stab him, or into the dungeons we go. As soon as we finally get the swing, we take the king's place and we get to be the one looking back. If we don't, start over. Very simple loop. Oh, no! Oh my gosh. Gotta be joking! I'm only joking, it was so easy. With our first ending under our belt, why don't we take a closer look at the game? Boasting a simple and colorful style, it contrasts the abrasive nature of being a game about murder. It helps balance it into being a comedy. On this playthrough, we got to see a couple characters, so let's start in order. First, we have the king, and our main character. To me, there's a lot about them, but I feel like I might be reading a bit too far into it. I feel like there's always a reason for artistic choice, so allow me to overanalyze this once. I personally think that the colors are more intentional than it may seem. I love color symbolism, and I was quick to tune into the colors used for the characters. Our main character, wearing purple, a historically rare color that was only worn by royals, it could show the want to be considered royalty. The king, on the other hand, wears red. Being an exact replica of the main character in his olden days, his robe is stained with the blood from the murder he likely committed to become the king, just as we're about to do. This could show the continued violence and lust for power that fuels all the murders in this game. Like Ouroboros cycling endlessly, eating itself alive, the cycle of murders and power struggles is endless as seen through history, which is why the medieval-esque setting is so fitting, and that's just what you can gain on the surface level. Because the curtains are never just blue on this channel. On the way we meet a green, who is just a chopped version of us. Though, quick note, green is often associated with envy, which is why he's probably trying to murder us. Then, a butler sneaks up behind us. He wears a blue outfit with a ruffled collar, which shows his high position as the king trusts him enough to drink whatever he is serving. Surprise, he was evil and also wanted to become king like the others. Let's not take it this time. Bye-bye! Jester, oh my little scrunkly. Based on Court Fools, our Jester has all the colors of a Skittles bag, with all the sweetness of cotton candy. He looks harmless, if not for the massive spear. For now, we have to send our happy little guy into the dungeons, but don't forget about him, he will be important later. Up to us walks another butler, this one holding a red drink and wearing yellow. However, when we drink this potion, we don't die. The red bar representing age disappears and we walk into a new room. This is what I consider the normal ending. It requires me to send away every person except the butler, who hands us a potion of immortality and allows us to rise to the throne and become a tyrant, or so we are left to assume. And so it starts over. Remember I mentioned that the Jester will be important later? Well, it's later. For the next ending, we have to get stabbed by the little scrunkly. Instead of becoming the king, he does this. Need I say more? Next up, we have our sweetheart guy. I had so rudely rejected him the first time, but now we're not going to send him to the dungeons. he comes up to us and extends his arms to give us a hug. This ending is objectively the best for everyone. We end up happy, and we don't end up a tyrant. Of course, there is something to be said for the love making the villain a good person trope. It's tired and very cliché due to its overuse in media, most recently for me and Kanto and how love fixes everything. For me, it often lacks the catharsis of the villain feeling the weight of their sins, instead changing for the better without understanding how they hurt others. It's especially painful for someone like me, who thinks an eye for an eye is not enough. It's gotta be an eye exchange for two. I think that the campiness of this trope fits the game perfectly with all its cliches and comedy. We do not get to see the sins of our main character, not even confirm that we have any. So this perceived redeeming is very lighthearted and shows the balance necessary to pull it off. Before I go into the next ending, I wanted to add in this. I was trying to get footage of me dying of old age, but I don't know what happened for me to end up with this bug where bro is stuck forever. I found it very amusing. For the next two endings, we have to go to a newer version of this game which is available on Poki, yet for me, it had no audio, so you'll have to forgive me for my lack of sound effects. This updated version adds a couple characters and two endings as far as I'm aware, personally. Firstly, I achieved the other quote-unquote good ending, which requires us to be murdered by this knight. I mean, he has a cool color palette, he must be in the right, and it is confirmed by the joyful subjects. However, the other ending is not as hopeful, as the people turn on the king, killing him and starting what I can only call a chaotic revolution. It only adds to the first ending we got, and confirms that we're not the hero of this story. I love how each ending adds more and more to the main character and the story and the world. With it being such a simple game, it was truly amazing to see all the possibilities playing through it again. The success of the game is something that makes me so happy and proves a point I've been making for a long time, in that humans yearn for originality. I believe the reason for the popularity was a combination of creativity and accessibility. It's very creative by being simple. I feel a lot of simpler games suffer when they're overloaded with features, but here we have a perfect example of how staying simple preserves its charm. I, for example, think that the Papa's Freezeria series has too many features for its own gameplay, and if a game like Murder were to add a shop, add a parade, and add more minigames, it would be very clearly cut that it's doing too much. No shade to Papa's games, of course. I have sunk way too many hundreds of hours into them and I respect them greatly. I just believe that it would work just fine without features like the parade or achievements, but at least they give a secondary feeling of progression, so it's not entirely useless. It's refreshing to see a short experience that isn't pushing loot crates or primo gems into your face. Sorry, not sorry, Genshin. It's just as predatory and exploitative as any other microtransaction heaven. As the years pass, my frown grows further. With every microtransaction and advertisement, I can already see the future. Psychologists are getting hired by big companies to exploit human nature for profit. It's psychological warfare. I understand the appeal to human emotions a little too well, as it's a crucial part of graphic design and company visual identity. Humans yearn for familiarity and comfort, which I think Murder and a lot of the other studios' works as a whole provide in a very authentic way. Now, words like comfort and familiarity might seem like a stretch when being used to describe a game about killing people, but it offers a familiar, if not exaggerated, idea of a medieval setting and a simple, controlled loop of repetitive gameplay, with similarly weighted rewards in the form of endings. Humans yearn for creativity. It's why remakes are never as exciting as new content. I can only commend Murder for staying a singularity without capitalizing on its popularity. Art without monetary incentive is so precious, and I believe we need more of it. I hope today's topic was able to give you some insight into art and inspire you to think broader when it comes to art versus video games. It's something I've longed to talk about, and I'm glad to finally get it out there, even if I didn't have much time. Maybe I'll expand upon this topic more next time. But until then, go play, go play, go play, go play, go play. But until then, I have been your host, Leo, and it was a pleasure to have you with me today. Remember to subscribe if you have enjoyed the video and leave a like. May we have a blessed day, and I will see you next time, Your Majesty.